I thought it was a cool name to name a school. Chemawa is just real different.
Chemawa means happy home. And it's a Siletz jargon word. It comes from the coastal tribes.
Chemawa means to me family, having a home here, just all the memories that I made.
I like that one saying, one Chemawa, basically. If something happens, then we're all there.
Chemawa is really home to me because on the res it's not really fun. There's a lot of fights on my res and, you know, people with guns and knives, and I just want to get away from that and be something other than what my cousins and family, you know, weren't. I want to be as successful as I can.
Chemawa has really brought out that independent aspect in everyone that I've met. I mean, it may not seem like much, but you really have to make your own decisions here.
Chemawa, to me, it means that we get to have powwows and round dance, sweat lodge. Chemawa to me means that we get to be together as a Native American community.
Chemawa means to me, it just brings people together, I guess. It's my second home. It's always been my second home.
A home away from home?
You have something in common with somebody who's been to Chemawa. We have that in common with thousands of natives now throughout Indian country.
My goal for Chemawa would be that every student reaches their potential.
The goals that I really set for myself are the ones that wouldn't be accomplished without Chemawa's assistance. To truly test myself in a means of improving my character, my traits, and who I am as a person as a whole.
Hi, my name is Melena Unito, and this is a Chemawa documentary film, and I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, hoitima talayam to yan hopi ma tiwa ne masang ne VF kita ne tsuuma. Basically translate to, my name is Hoitima Talayam Tua, my Hopi name is Tawayasva, and my clan is Snake, and I'm from Masangneve, which is located in Second Mesa, Arizona.
Yat Ed, Jared David, and She, Ki Ani Linchle, Kazatana Bashachi, Sit Nan Judy Desache, Nakare Ned Deshanella. I'm Jared David, I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm a senior at Chemawa Indian School.
I'm from the Navajo Nation.
I'm from Pine Ridge, South Dakota, from the Oglala Sioux tribe.
The Menominee Nation tribe, Chino, Wisconsin.
I'm from Idaho, and my tribe is Shoshone Paiute.
I am from Peach Springs, Arizona, from the Wallapai tribe.
And I am Northern Arapaho, Oglala Lakota, the Wind River Reservation in Wyoming.
My tribe is Blackfeet. I'm from Browning, Montana.
I'm enrolled at the Rosebud Sioux tribe in South Dakota. I'm also from the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. I'm also from the Yankton Sioux tribe.
Oglala Lakota and Chickamauga Cherokee.
I am Chippewa, Red Lake, Minnesota. Ojibwe from Red Lake.
Blackfeet Sioux tribe.
I'm from Aniak, Alaska. I'm Yupik Eskimo. I came down here in 1972 as a freshman.
I heard about it when I was 6 years old from my mom, because I was already thinking about high school. The reason why I wanted to come here was because my family, basically my aunties and my mom and my dad graduated from here, and just to get away from home.
I wanted something different rather than the reservation.
There's a lot of depression where I'm from. Like, suicide rates are high, poverty rates are high. It's like 3/4 of my reservation are unemployed, so.
My sister told me just to go to Chemawa to have a good experience. I started looking around home in my reservation. My reservation was really getting into that meth addict and drug abuse.
Well, seeing as like the only high school that I had was a local public school, it is located on a reservation, very small, secluded, not really much to offer academically.
I thought it was pretty much different and a great experience to try because I'd never been in that type of atmosphere. And it came out to be great because Chemawa is a great school to go to.
My dad, first of all, my dad didn't really want me to come down here. He's one of the old school people who said, you don't need to go to high school, I could teach you how to fish and hunt and you can just live off the land here, you know. I had some cousins that, you know, went to school with here. There was probably about maybe 5 or 6 of us from Antioch.
Chemawa is definitely better than my previous school. My previous school, there was a lot of bullies, I guess you could say, like, a lot of bullies. Just a lot of bullies. Here, there's brothers.
Growing up back in Antioch was different. Remember when I was 6 years old, starting to go to school and stuff. And my brother, he was leading, cutting trail through the snow, and I could just barely see over the top of the snow because it was so deep back then. In the mornings when I go to school, I would be frostbitten on those 40 to 60 below weathers. Like a lot of students here that got here, I was scared, not knowing what to expect. It was, you know, a big change in my life, because population of 400, and you come down to Chemawa where there was over 1,000 students back then.
My mom came here. Most of the staff here are like her family, so I knew most of them before I came here.
My great-grandma went a long time ago. My uncles were involved in sports like football and stuff and basketball.
My dad, he liked it here. He said he was on a wrestling team, basketball team.
My sister was the only one out of my whole family that finally graduated high school. I want to keep on that legacy because I know that my sisters before me wants to go to school and wants to get that education. I just told myself, you're gonna go home and be like your family, or you're gonna go to have a good education, have a good life.
I think that this job chose me, working with kids more than I chose it. I've always worked with Native youth since I was 17 years old, and so when this opportunity came up, I got really excited about it.
I've been around Chemawa my whole entire life, and so this is where I ended up. You know, it was my calling. I love it here. The kids are great. The staff's great. The team here is amazing.
Saw a job posting at the Chemawa Indian School, and I live, 10 minutes away from our campus here. I was like, wow, that would be so rad. I truly believe I didn't find Chemawa. Chemawa found me.
What drew me to Chemawa is the opportunity to work with a group of kids that may not have the same opportunities as a lot of public school kids. So I found that there was a niche here where I can make a real difference in kids' lives.
I grew up in an environment that, while very poor, was not very diverse. So coming out here, it was a chance to learn new cultures and learn things that I'd never actually seen, gotten to learn before or be around, and it was really exciting.
So my favorite thing about Chemawa, I think, honestly, is the students.
You're my favorite. The kids are what make Chemawa freaking awesome.
My favorite things about Chemawa are the people.
I'd say the staff. To me, they were always supportive, always encouraging, always caring. When you're far away from home, they always made it feel like, it was home.
It's a safe place. Everyone is here for you, students, staff, and even the elders that work here still.
You don't have a lot of people who bring you down. Here you have people who bring you up, they encourage you to do things.
I'm working with a wide variety of kids from all over the country, 60 different tribes at different times from 20 different states, who all bring different backgrounds and different histories to the school, and that's what makes it really diverse and fascinating to me.
Natives don't like really being out of the reservations because they're scared of what's going to happen. I was like one of that, but after my mom and my dad told me they met a whole bunch of people from so many different tribes that I didn't even know existed, it made me want to come here even more.
My opinion, I think it's the integration of technology into these communities that have taken our kids that were so isolated from the outside world. So these kids that have been disconnected for so long are now connecting with the outside world, but we don't want them to lose where they come from.
There's a lot of opportunities here than back at home. I'm learning so many different languages and learning how different cultures do their traditions and their ceremonies. Like back on the res, you wouldn't be able to do anything. Back home, there was no sports, there was no crafts, there was nothing. Until I came here, and then it just made my life brighter.
Even though we didn't speak the same native language, it was kind of neat that we could all converge here and mingle. And I think that was the neatest thing about coming down here.
Today I just finished out a necklace for the elders that are going to come and sing for us. And I learned so much about the Oregon tribe and the Gila tribe and the Apache tribe and the Hopi tribe.
My decision to return to Chemawa was based on the passion for photography and filmmaking. Doing that at a public school or even at home was completely hard because I had no access to anything at all.
We didn't want to just create activities, we wanted to create programs. We wanted to create something that was going to sustain, something that was going to be here years after we're gone.
I'm in drama club, I'm a basketball manager, I'm on student council, so I don't know. My favorite thing to do on campus is be involved, basically. I have to be in everything. It's like everything's so much fun and exciting, and I love this place.
After my freshman year, I thought it was really fun. I was really like free to be independent, feel independent for once. And it just gave me all these opportunities. Like I never even would have had the chance to attend my first, NBA game or first hockey game. And like those things were freely offered.
I have good friends here, so they're my brothers here. I gotta return. We got the rec room, the pits, the basketball. We got frisbee. We got frisbee golf outside by the football field. It's fun.
I remember I've never seen the coast before. First time seeing the coast was like, whoa, and it was funny because like my friend was from California and she thought it was so funny that we never saw the coast,
My favorite activities are beading. I like math.
Paint and create art. I usually draw, I usually sketch, I usually just like create art out of anything, like watercolor, paint, ink.
Just hang out with friends and play basketball and run.
Basketball is really fun here. I think it's cool because you get to like go against other people from different schools.
Wrestling. When you're a fisherman in Alaska, you do a lot of pulling net and throwing net, so your body is really in shape when you come down here in the fall time. And so to be in sports, it was too easy of a task.
My experience here so far is an amazing experience. It kind of taught me like how to budget my own money, how to like live on my own, basically.
My experience at Chemawa has been fantastic. I've been to Washington, D.C. twice, and I would have never had that experience if I didn't come here.
I met a lot of new people. It's my second year, so it's pretty fun. Chemawa is, yeah, I like it.
You're getting 3 meals a day. You're getting to go to movies. You're getting to go to basketball games, hockey games. Now, in my lifetime, in Montana, we don't even have professional sports teams. So the opportunities that it brings to our students is just phenomenal.
There's never a dull moment going on here at Chemawa. There's always something happening, there's always something going on.
I love it. I love the staff. I love the students. I love the campus. Every morning when I come over that overpass and I look onto our beautiful campus and thank the Creator that I get to work at such a beautiful place with wonderful Indian kids.
When my husband was here, not very many kids in the 70s or 80s went to college.
One of my greatest challenges in Chemawa was my schoolwork. I've been doing better at that, and my grades have been getting better.
Now with AVID, we have, lots of students going on to college, to vocational school, to the military.
We define success as students being able to do anything they want to do without having other people define their choices. Students who have some kind of, they don't necessarily have the resources that a lot of students have in getting into college. It provides them with the skills in writing, inquiry, collaboration, being organized, and reading that really make it possible to go and excel in college and to be confident in that environment.
Structure, yeah. This place gives me a lot of structure because before I came here I was getting into all sorts of trouble. I mean, since being here I've done a 180, and I'm not that little boy anymore.
About 60% of the students who graduated AVID class so far have gone to college. That's better than the national average. The national average for Native youth is that only half will graduate high school, and that only about 17% matriculate into college, as in start going to college, and only about 12% of those actually finish college.
Chemawa helped me because discipline, you know. People telling me to keep going, don't give up, never let myself down, and that's what I did. I kept going and kept striving for what I wanted to do.
Basketball is fun here, but like sometimes there could be like racism from other teams, but we overcome it. Like we don't care if like we're natives, we ball up with other people. Our coaches teach us drills to make us better than like how we usually are. They teach us like the right way of basketball.
Do you love playing basketball?
Yes.
Yes. It's one of those things you like to do if you go on to school?
Yes.
Volleyball?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
Always.
Great.
It's like the ball's your best friend.
Tell me about your coach.
He's a great guy.
He can be like strict at times, but that's what we need to be focused.
1, 2, 3, break!
Hey, nothing deep.
I felt I just needed to get away from home, so I decided to come here. And plus, my mom came here before, and my brothers come here before, and I guess I just needed more education.
I wanted to like get away from the reservation and get away from all the bad habits and just make something better of myself.
Because we're all Native American, and we all understand each other, know where we're coming from, we know what things we did. We left there at the reservation, and we just feel like family here because we basically live together. We're one Chemawa.
Our Chemawa is just like it's a great school. Amazing.
Awesome.
Outstanding.
2020.
Yes.
All right.
Meeting people from like my own tribe was probably more eye-opening, I guess, because I wasn't raised traditional and I wasn't raised on the res or anything. So, I mean, like it just kind of gave me more insight to like my culture.
Being here at Chemawa kind of really opened me up and like found like who I really was, you know, and what I'm capable of doing.
It's a lot to take in because I never knew anything when I got here. I was never brought up into a traditional family. But when I got here and I know other people that are Navajo or like Apache and like they got to know all their traditions, it made my mind an open mind.
I'm traditionally involved in everything. I take part in pretty much all the ceremonies that are still in existence to this day from my tribe, and I know the meaning and I understand what I'm supposed to do, and that wouldn't be possible without, you know, family. People that were there to teach you. And some of these kids, they carry that same weight on their shoulders of carrying on, like, you know, that tradition through all these future generations and keeping that culture alive. Like, that's a pretty big responsibility. And like you hear all these elders, you know, lecture you, like, you know, you're the 7th generation this, and like, you know, you got to learn your language before it dies out. You know, you never know when it's going to be gone, and when it's gone, you are nothing, stuff like that. And it's just, that really gets instilled in your mind if you really feel spiritually connected to who you are. And
to be around culture, to be around ceremony, to be around a diverse population like this, to express who you are in a safe environment like that, it's a blessing. To be in an environment where you can be who you are, you can express who you are.
That's what makes Chemawa unique, is because it has not just one identity, and it has all these, you know, Native Americans as young people really uniting and truly getting to know each other, and, you know, really sharing the experience of what it's like to carry tradition.
Another amazing thing at this school is that we have opportunities for students to grow past the hurts that have happened to them in their life. And we have opportunities for them to, you know, have therapy within the school day.
So I work with about 25 students. I run 3 art therapy groups. Our groups are at most 9 students, and so they're really, really close relationships, and we get to know each other pretty well. I try to provide as much like choice and freedom within creating. Students might need some direction on like where to go, but often like their own exploration really comes from them.
What inspired you to painting?
Depression.
Depression?
Yeah, you know how depression is always black?
Yeah.
I always surround it with colors. I named it colors.
What inspired me to do the painting was a lot of self-conflicted thoughts in my mind kind of just happened. And what happened in the painting when she was reaching up is something that a lot of people hear and a lot of people in Chemawa in my life kind of wanted that helping hand.
I grew up in 2 places. Out in the Apache Reservation and in Second Mesa, Arizona. And what the painting means to me is, it's kind of just like where I learned different things. My grandparents were the ones who really taught me a lot. I learned respect and patience, and at home, I was just a reckless kid, and I learned to have fun, not to take everything too seriously, and just to be outspoken. This painting brought up really a lot of emotion. I don't know how to explain it, but it just felt right doing this, especially all of that onto the painting and just being able to show it to all of these people that turned out to the art show today.
I feel like all the pieces really reflect the students and their individuality, and I think they're all really special. I'm very proud of everyone for doing it. I think it took a lot of courage to put your stuff into an art form and put it in something like this for everyone to look at. So I feel really proud about them. I was really excited to be able to bring you to a gallery so you could see other people's artwork as well.
I was sitting on the couch one day and the thought came to me. I thought, like, what does the demon inside of us really mean? So I got a pencil and I got the canvas and I was drawing. I let my mind free and just let it think about what the demon inside means. So I let it go. As it was going, it came out to be a dog. But the dog was missing something, so I added teeth. And the teeth came out to be a demon dog. It felt kind of good to do it because it kind of let everything off my shoulder off. Like it let some relief off me. To me, it's very emotional. Because when I was doing this painting, I kind of cried at the painting. Because it reminded me of a lot of evil things that I ever done in the world, and that the world's coming into.
A lot of people want to hear rumors, and a lot of people want to have like excitement and drama in their life. And with me, I kind of don't want drama in my life. I just kind of just live without it.
My greatest challenge at Chemawa is I miss my family a lot.
It was hard in my freshman year sometimes because, you know, I wanted to go home. I missed all the stuff I used to do back home and hunting and fishing and all that stuff.
Almost end of the school year, I almost gave up. I just was really homesick. I just felt like I couldn't do it anymore. The staff here made me look on the positive things of why I should stay here. I made it this far, why not?
It's 24/7, sleep with your phone. So it's a difficult job, it's not for everybody. I call it organized chaos.
Time evolves and it comes to a place where it renews again. There's first a purification time, then there's renewal time. We are getting very close to this time.
Something was missing in my life before, and I didn't know what it was, and it was culture.
Like coming here realizing I need to learn more about my tribe. You know, there's some things I don't really know, like the whole history and all the, I guess, the stuff that they went through and the pain. And
I think it was August 11th, 1978 is when the Native American Freedom of Religion Act was passed.
To the consumers who grasp it, and for our loved ones we've lost in this beautiful life that can be so.
Historically speaking, from my understanding, culture was not something that was ever supported here. It was actually something that was frowned upon, and students would get disciplined for trying to be traditional or do anything cultural. So I feel like we've come 180.
Lucky for me, I get to participate with the Sweat Lodge here, and so that's always going to be my preferred method of keeping myself in balance.
And that's real if you have peace with your potential.
As a mentor with the traditional aspects of our culture, I run the Sweat Lodge for the boys' sweat here.
I was the kid that would have been kicked out of Chemawa. I could never sit still. I got bored very easily, and I was very spontaneous. I had hardly any filter. When I was 12 years old, though, I spent the summer with my uncle, and we went Sundance to Sundance and all of these different ceremonies, and it was a feeling of belonging. It was a feeling of home. It was a feeling of centering. There was something about it that centered me. And I found that in the Sweat Lodge or by the drum, I could sit still.
We have drum practice almost every day. We're making drums, and to me that's important because for a lot of kids, some kids come here really don't know much about their culture. And the first thing that I like to offer them is how to make a drum. This really has a lot to do with the very beginnings of our creation stories, and what is the first thing you hear before you're even born? It's your mother's heartbeat. And so I like to start off with the drum, and so they can start to begin to identify with Native American culture. It's my buddy Winfield behind me. He's learning how to make drums, and I think he's working on his 5th drum, and he's becoming quite good at it now. First one, a little sketchy. Second one, a little better. This one's turning out just fine.
I definitely had less anger, and you know, this is the time where we all get to bond and sing on a drum, and you know, just have fun, have a good time.
I'm very intact with like my mental state and my emotional state, and I wasn't really before I came here.
Spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, Chemawa helps me find peace sometimes, because we're in Oregon, and where I come from, it's the Great Plains, so you don't see this many trees.
I always felt a duty to find out what was going on in kids' lives. Everything that happened outside of school affected them in school. That's one of the reasons why you know, I've pushed for years here at this school for the round dance. I really feel that round dance is it's about creating a legacy. It's part of that responsibility of revitalizing the culture, revitalizing the kids. Having a ceremony that's literally called a coming together ceremony, it really brings in that sense of belonging, that sense of community.
Having 60 different tribes with 60 different traditions that can come together as one with the same common goal to learn and move on in society and be successful and be members of the larger society, I think that is something that we support very much.
We don't really spend any time apart from each other. We're all like this big, weird, crazy family. Like, you can't get rid of each other, like, at all. Annoying, happy, lots of togetherness.
My hall is amazing. We all can relate, and if one of us needs help, then all of them come running. And we're just all sisters. The staffs are amazing. I treat them like how I would treat my mother or my grandmother, because basically they're like our guardians.
I had no idea I'd work this long. I was going to work 3 years, and this is my 15th. but they just grab your heart.
Chemawa is like my second home. It gives you a chance to connect and bond with each other. I consider many of my friends as my brothers and sisters.
You kind of build a good relationship with everyone around you. You care for them because you're here for 9 months straight, and once you see them gone, it's like, what are you gonna do now? Because that was like your best friend. So, yeah.
I think it's really cool. I mean, when you think about a team and what everybody offers, like Mark says, he likes to sing, and what that did is that created karaoke on Wednesday nights. JoJo makes everybody laugh. JoJo's so frickin' funny. Everybody has their own unique qualities and what they bring to the table.
There's a lot of good people here who have the best interests of the kids at heart, and we're all on the same page when it comes to that.
Realizing what the focus is, what the ultimate goal is, we can have a lot of fun, and we do. We choose to have fun.
My only job objective when I came was build relationships. Here's your office, here's a group of kids, go build relationships. So I committed to, I'm gonna say hi to every single kid that I see. And I might not know their name, I might not have ever spoken with them, but maybe that hello will be a door opening to some form of relationship in the future. So now when I walk down the halls, where it was always me saying hi and kids kind of giving me that look of like, who are you, what's going on? And they recognize like, oh, this person's not going anywhere. And so then the highs started being mutual. And so it's just another small goal that I have taken.
The AVID program has given me the opportunity to really focus on a small group of students and to just really invest time in helping them get where they want to go and be the kids that they want to be and really achieve the dreams that they have.
I worked in one of the dorms over here. And the boys would come in, there's one boy especially come in, he called me Dad, he says, Dad, do you have coffee? I said, oh, not yet. I just walked in the door, He said, cool, I'll make you some. I still see him on Facebook, and I told him, boy, you made good coffee back then. Even the girls, they got close to me and they started calling me their Chemawa dad. So
a lot of kids call me Grandma. One of them came back to speak here on Veterans Day, Craig Falcon. He called us his Chemawa parents. It was sweet.
During graduation, my graduation ritual is that I sit in graduation and I friend all my students on Facebook, because it's not a good idea to do that before then, but then they know where to find me if they need me in college or after. I asked my students on Facebook, like all my former students, and they said things like, I wouldn't be alive if I didn't go to Chemawa, or it's helped me in, these different ways. They talked about how they learned skills here that they didn't learn at home, and they got the opportunity to go places and do things that they didn't get at home, and they got the opportunity to meet people that they didn't get to see at home, and all of those things are what make Chemawa a really unique and really amazing place to educate and also to be a student.
I've learned a lot, and what I love most about this job is the kids. I mean, no day is ever the same when you work with kids. When you can work in an environment where you're throwing balls around, you're having fun, you're running, you're getting dirty, you're doing all these different things, and you're working with kids on that same level, it's exciting. I look forward to come to work.
Every year it gets better and better.
It's grown quite a bit since I started here. I've taken on a lot more responsibilities. There wasn't a lot of staff, there wasn't a lot of programming. So being a recreation supervisor basically consisted of me creating the activity schedules, and there was no blueprint of the position. It's taken a lot of time to develop this position.
I mean, these kids come in, super young, and we watch them grow up here.
One of the funniest things of coming to work is seeing the kids open up and get more comfortable with you, and you being that person that's a positive person in their life that they see day in and day out.
I get to share things that I love with these kids and see them, grow from it. It's amazing to see that change in them, and amazing to be a part of that change.
Chemawa helped me grow by showing me that I could actually pass a class, because when I was in the 8th grade I dropped out for a good 3 months and I honestly didn't think I would have had the grades I do now. I became a lot more independent than I thought I was. Chemawa that made me do my own laundry, fix my bed every morning. So
I wasn't that good at basketball, but like after a year at Chemawa, I progressed a lot and I could almost dunk the ball.
My junior year, I made a staple that everyone knows me by, the photography person or the filming person. Towards the end of the year, Cassie came and did the program for filmmaking. And I got the opportunity to be a director, and I took the lead and I did my first directed film. And it was great. It was great how like everything came together. Having a passion for something. It can be music, art, photography, filming, singing. Once you find it and you love it, you want to keep doing it over and over again. And you get past the boredom. And when you get past the boredom, you become good at it. And next thing you know, it's not the only thing you learn from here. It'll be like a whole new job or a whole new lifestyle. Being a director is a lot of stress. And I'm just happy that like it got over with, it's done, and that it's out there now. It's my first film, so.
Coming to Chemawa helped me achieve my goal of graduating. I learned a lot of good skills, like working. Never had a good job before I came here.
Wanted to graduate, and which I did, and I actually was the valedictorian of my class in 2005. That was my goal when I was a little girl.
To hear stories of students who've graduated and moved on and started their families and their lives and went to college and have come back and shared those stories.
Graduation, I'd say, because the kids achieved what they were what they're doing here at school, and they're taking the next step in life.
Like when I first came here, people would say, well, kids are just here for 3 hot meals and a place to sleep. That's better than they're getting at home. But now when people talk about the school, we're talking about whether or not students are able to attend the college that they want to go to, or they have options beyond high school. And those are things that weren't in our conversation before.
I do have one student right now who graduated, who started out very rough and difficult, did not like authority, didn't like to be told what to do. And that student graduated, and in my opinion, that student is probably one of the best leaders I've seen at Chemawa. And he's going to grow and do amazing things.
I think more than I changed Chemawa, Chemawa has changed me, and I appreciate that opportunity.
I just want to like go to college when I'm older.
I want to definitely advertise a lot more things on campus that we have to offer because, like I said, people get bored and kind of stick with a group and they're too afraid to go out and try new things.
A lot of people here want to speak up, but they can't. They're silenced. I think we need a class here that would like bring out that leadership in everybody. Because a lot of people here have leadership quality, but they can't speak up.
Being able to be that school of choice for Indian kids in this country, to where we're not just getting kids off the reservations, but we're actually preparing them for life, going beyond the college experience, really setting these kids up for a future. Anywhere they want to go, anything that they want to do.
And so just that tiny bit of hope and that spark, if I can fan that fire and tell you every positive thing in the world and motivate you and be your biggest cheerleader, and if, when we're not there, if you can do that for yourself, then that's a win.
If we were all just able to let our barriers down, accept each other for who we are as Native youth, that we will all have problems in one time of our life or another, but that we're all here to help each other get through our lives and support each other.
The greatest gift that you can give yourself is that confidence, that inner voice that says, yes, I can. Be more than what everybody tells you that you are, because you are literally made of thousands and thousands of prayers and ancestors.
I am continually, every year, just amazed and floored by the students that I teach. One of the things that happens every year when my seniors start to turn in essays is that I learn things about them that I didn't know before, about the hardships that they've endured and the things that have happened to them in their lives. And I could not even imagine dealing with those kinds of things and growing up and having to deal with so many things and then coming here and making decisions about wanting to go out and just conquer the world and be amazing. I just am so amazed all the time.
Of our students. So be strong and be proud. Congratulations, class of 2018. $1,000 scholarship. Welcome to the Chemawa Indian School, home of the Braves. I remember my first time dropping something in Crampton and being called a dork. I never dropped anything ever again. This last year was a little crazy and full of drama, but what is something without a little drama? Having staff that care about your well-being and teachers that want to succeed makes a huge difference. In attending Chemawa all 4 years, I don't regret my decision in coming here my freshman year, and I can proudly say that Chemawa has become my second home. Nobody said that it'd be easy, they just promised that it'd be worth it. The American Revolution. Hello and good morning to you all. Do you guys remember back in September when we were waiting for this day? Well, it's here. Can you believe it? Our accomplishments are remarkable. So with that said, I'd like to say congratulations to the best class to ever do it.
I actually knew about my tribe and how diverse all of the other tribes. You are needed on a campus. You are needed within your community. You do not have to give up your culture and your heritage to attend college. In fact, we encourage you to share it. Be strong, be proud, and most importantly, let the world know that Indians are still here.
It really is what you make it, you know?
Meet new people, become friends with everyone. You know, it's not easy being away from home, and you get homesick, but you just gotta stay tough. Be an awesome student at Chemawa.
Just be respectful. If that person says hi to you, try to be their friend, because you never know what's going to happen in the end.
Ben Curtis.
You came here to like learn. You came here to get your diploma. You came here to better yourself, and like, if you're over here doing stuff for other people, trying to impress everybody, like, you're not bettering yourself, you're bettering the version of yourself that you want other people to see.
Future advice for students coming here, hey, get ready to grow and have new experiences, make new friends.
Think of the generations who will inherit this.
Join everything you can. It's so fun, and you definitely won't regret it, and you won't regret the people that you meet.
Take care of your room, take care of yourself, physically and emotionally. It's a huge part. All these things, all these resources are available for you if anything get in trouble, and I like having that.
I'm thankful for the artists who stood up to spit how it was.
We're done graduating, bro. We out here.
Deceit, destroying earth. We can make without water or air. She ain't ours, we are hers, and we cannot compare. Our job is to preserve.
Being on this campus can be difficult at times, but just knowing that you're not necessarily alone with that others are experiencing that too.
Future students that are two-spirited, don't be afraid of like coming out and like to your fellow staff or your fellow peers, because you know, this school kind of helped me becoming who I am today, because I am two-spirited. I never really knew that until like I was a junior.
Be here. Be open-minded. Be willing to look at things differently than maybe how you were raised. Doesn't mean you have to own it and be that, but at least be willing to explore something different.
Learn about your tribe. You know, if you don't know it, it's not too late to learn about your tribe and their history and your culture. Never too late to learn their language. And just knowing that, you know, you're far from home, so you're gonna make it the best.
Dream big, and you know, it's gonna come to you, but you can't give up.
Mama's on the phone saying, what happened, baby? Look at this world we have created. We got needles on the streets. Little kids scared to speak. Hurt so bad it's hard to breathe. Tell me there's not a better way. Give me proof that there's not more to say.
At like the end credits, you can just have like the little box with like the little like bloopers.
They put me in a trash can with wheels. So it was basically my Hot Wheels car. And then we rode down and then I tumbled over. So many bloopers in that. Don't drop the tray or nothing. Silverware, or they're gonna look at you and say, dork.
And don't be afraid to dance at school dances, because they're not that way. You're fantastic. You're great. You're gonna do big things. And keep your head up. Just keep swimming.
Costumes and no change. Use any outlet that you love. Stand up and make a change. Not for the money and the fame, for the generations we create.